Okay, so now that you know how to use the databases, we're going to move on to how to access the websites provided by Mr. Docker, Mr. Mezek, and myself. And they're very easy to access. So when you're at the Daniel Hand site, you want to go to Library Media Center. And once you get to the Library Media Center site, you want to go to Classes and scroll down until you see Science. And under Science, you're going to see Mr. Mezek and Mr. Docker, Alternative Energy. I'm going to click on that. And once that opens up, there's a list of websites that we've collected for you that cover all the different types of energy that you can do for this paper. And on the top of this page, there's a required website, and that is the Andy Darville site. And this is a site that you're going to have to use for your paper because it is required by Mr. Docker and Mr. Mezek. So you're going to want to learn how to cite it, and that's what we're going to do today. All these other sites below it are optional, but they are very useful as well. I'm going to click on the Darville site up top, and it brings me to Andy Darville's site. And this is the main page, the home page of Andy Darville's site. It's called Energy Resources. And on the left-hand side, you see all the different types of energy that the website covers. And today we're going to look at wind power because that's what my paper's on. So I'm going to click on wind power. And once that happens, the wind power page opens up. And on the top, it has the different parts of the page: introduction, advantages, how it works, disadvantages, and is it renewable, and just more miscellaneous information. So if I click on advantages, since that is one of the target questions that are on the assignment sheet, it takes me to the advantages section of that page. And here are the advantages. Wind is free, wind farms need no fuel, produces no waste or greenhouse gases, the land beneath can usually still be used for farming, wind farms can be tourist attractions, and it's a good method of supplying energy to remote areas. Now this is information I can use in my paper to support the fact that wind power does have its advantages, but I'm going to have to cite it. So to cite a website, I'm going to want to open up a new tab and go to EasyBib. And I'm logged in right now. You can create an EasyBib account as well by going onto the EasyBib site and creating an account, but you have to do it from a school computer, and once you do that, you can access it from anywhere with an internet connection. But I'm already logged in right now, so all I have to do is click on website, which is the default. I could also cite books, newspaper, journals, databases, and there's also lesser used options you can use by clicking on all 59 options, podcasts, interviews, so you could interview someone who has access to wind power. But I'm going back to website, and it tells me to cite a website by entering its URL or by searching for it. So we have the URL, so I'll just go back to where I was, get the URL right here, copy it, paste it, and hit cite this. And it brings us to this page, and it says, please confirm or modify the information below. We get our data from outside sources, so please double check. So we'll go through box by box and make sure that all the information is correct. So article title we'll start with. Energy Resources, Wind Power. So let's go back to the website, and it says Energy Resources, Wind Power up top, and then Wind Power down here. Now, at first glance, it looks like EasyBib is correct when it calls the article Energy Resources, Wind Power. But in fact, if you really look at it, on the left-hand side, it just says Wind Power, and if you look down a little further, it says just Wind Power. So the article title is really just Wind Power. Energy Resources is just the home page, and that's going to be on every page of this website. So you just have to type in wind power for article title. Contributors. Right now, there's nothing for contributors in the boxes. So if we go back and search around this page, there are no names listed as authors. So I will go back to the home page, scroll down, and there I see created by Andy Darville. He is the creator of the site, And since no one else is listed anywhere else on the site, I'm going to assume that he is also the author of all the articles. So I go back to EasyBib, type in Andy Darville, and every site is going to be different as far as where the authors are listed. Sometimes they're listed on each page for each article, and sometimes there's just one creator of the whole website and he's responsible for all the articles, such as the case for Andy Darville's site. Website title, Energy Resources Wind Power. So if we go to back to the page, all right, right now we're on the page. So whereas the article title just focuses on the specific article we're reading, the website title has to do with the main site, whereas the main site here is Energy Resources, and the main site here is Energy Resources. But if you truncate the URL and go back to the most basic URL address before the first front slash, and then hit enter, it brings you to Andy Darville's science site. So that is the real website title. That is where Energy Resources originates from. So that is in fact the website title, Andy Darville's science site. And you can see right here that Energy Resources is a mini site within the main site. So I'll go back to EasyBib, and I will type in Andy Darville's science site. So up to this point, EasyBib's auto site is 0 for 3. They got the article title wrong, the contributor wrong, and the website title wrong. Publisher sponsor. So this website is produced by an independent individual, Andy Darville. There's no one really backing him. He has a lot of recommendations and referrals from other sites, but no one is really publishing him or sponsoring him. So, since that's the case, the publisher sponsor stays blank. Now, if it was a big website or a school website like a UConn site, the publisher or sponsor would be the University of Connecticut. Next up, electronically published. So when was this information updated or published? So let's go back to Energy Resources and to Wind Power, from where we got the information. The mistake you don't want to make is getting the date from the home page, because there is a date on the bottom, September 28th, 2012, but we did not get any information that we used in our paper from this particular page. We want to go to the page that we got information from, which is the Wind Power page. So if I go there and then scroll down, July 25th, 2012. That's the date I want to use, which is different than September 28th. So let me go back to EasyBib. Date accessed, that's today. And if I scroll down, create citation, and there it is. Now all I have to do is copy it and paste it. And again, I want to use the merge formatting option, so I don't have to change any of the formatting. That's already done for me. And there's my last citation. Now, I want to fix this because it's not in alphabetical order. D comes before F, so I will highlight it and then drag it to the top here, drop it, and Darville's citation will be first. And that is how you cite a website and access the renewable websites from the Daniel Hand site.